Hey guys, my name's Laura, and I'm a birth mom to my daughter Kinley, who I placed 7 months ago in an open adoption. I'm new to This Truth Is, and I'm going to answer the question of how I feel about adoption and how it's portrayed in the media. Um, I think that adoption, especially in a birth mom sense, is portrayed as something negative, and we as birth moms get a lot of flack for it. I mean, if you just look at the age-old movie of the mom just leaving her baby in on someone's doorstep, and I mean, that doesn't really happen anymore. I mean, we go as for me, I went through an agency and I found couples and I contacted them and I met them, and I mean, it's a big, longer process, and I mean, there's more love, I guess, that's involved in it. Also, you always hear in the headlines about birth moms how they are selfish or they are take the easy way out, they're heartless, they just all these negative things about being a birth mom, which it's totally not true at all. Like, if I were to take the easy way out, I would have just gone down to the health clinic and gotten an abortion. Um, Also, I mean, adoption is hard because you're entrusting who used to be strangers like a few months before, you're entrusting them with your most prized possession, something that is 100% yours. And I mean, for most birth moms, it's their first child. Um, so, I mean, it's the only thing you have ever known to be 100% yours. And I mean, and there's just a whole big love that you have for your child. And it's hard to have to give that to someone else and entrust someone with your most prized possession. So I feel like a lot of times the media, they don't touch on that part of adoption, and birth moms aren't selfish. I mean, they put their wants aside and they put the needs of their child first. In my situation, it wouldn't be fair to Kinley if I parented her. She would have not had a mom and a dad together. She would have had to be bounced around to different houses. She would have had not financial stability. I mean, I just turned 20. I'm still in college, and I'm very much dependent on my parents. Like, I work at Old Navy, and that's not even enough for me to I can't even live on my own with that pay. So let alone another child. Um, so I mean, adoption in my situation, adoption was the best option, and for a lot of girls, that is the best option is adoption, and so I feel like a lot of times people don't consider us as birth moms looking at the bigger picture, because I mean, we do what we think is best for our child, and we're putting them first. Because I mean, if I just went off of my what I want, I would want to parent Kinley every day. I get sad because I can't watch her grow up. And I mean, a visit every month, every other month, it does help, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. For a couple hours every month, it's not the same as being able to see your child every day. So adoption as a birth mom, it's not taking the easy way out, and it's not being selfish, because I mean, being selfish is doing something for your benefit, something all about you, but it really adoption isn't all about the birth mom, because it's not. It's all about the child, and you're putting your child first, and because you love them. I think a lot of times birth moms are looked at as drug addicts or irresponsible girls who like party or are in jail or something. I don't know. There's a show on TLC called Birth Moms, and I never saw it, but my sister and I've heard other people talk about it. just saying that, um, that the girls on that show were just crazy and out of control. And I mean, for me, like, I'm not a crazy partier. I'm not on drugs, and I wasn't in jail. So, like, I mean, there definitely are some birth moms who are like that, who have to place their children because of the toxic environment. Um, and that's not me. I mean, um, my situation, I guess, technically could have been toxic, but I mean, not like that. Also, the last thing that I've noticed a lot is that a lot of media, like articles and news things, like they always talk about how the birth mom was forced by someone to place their child, and that was definitely not the case for me. I I mean, I met with a caseworker, but I mean, it wasn't like I had to choose adoption. Like, she always said that, it's always up to you until you sign the papers. And I didn't sign the papers until the day I placed Kinley. So, I mean, I had my whole pregnancy and even the 48 hours in the hospital to change my mind. And I mean, my family supported me in my adoption decision, but if I would have parented her, they would support me in that too. So I definitely wasn't forced. I mean, they ask you like a million times in the papers, the relinquishment papers, if you were forced or coerced. So, I mean, unless you lie and sign them like I didn't, like I wasn't. And I know that some girls are, and that's really unfortunate that they are, but I wasn't. And I guess that kind of bothers me too, is that people who aren't really familiar or aren't active in the adoption world, because I mean, why would people be um, looking at everything in adoption? But I mean, people who don't know, they hear headlines and stuff like that, and they just think that that's how adoption is portrayed everywhere. So I mean, people ask me all the time, "Oh, I'm so sorry you were forced," or "Wow, I can't believe you," stuff like that. So I mean, you can't really, like anything else, you can't believe everything in the media, because you just have to know from people like myself and other birth moms and adoptive couples, adoptees, you just have to hear all their stories, because every story is different, and definitely the media doesn't give adoption its justice, or birth moms, anyone associated with adoption. I feel like a lot of times it just portrays it as being negative, and I hope for that to change. Thanks for watching.